And it's an honour to follow on after the Honourable Member for Mid Dorset and North Poole. Madam Deputy Speaker, I think I just want to briefly outline that whilst we share some of the misgivings that have been raised this afternoon in this debate, we as a party would be supportive of this bill passing second reading. But Madam Deputy Speaker, I cannot, in all good conscience, as the elected representative for East Belfast, stand here and have an abstract discussion this evening about the threat of terrorism. Terrorism hit home in my constituency Friday week ago, and sadly the tragic consequences materialised today. Adrian Ismay, when he left his home Friday week ago, left his home as a diligent and a dedicated public servant. He was on his way to his place of work as a prison officer. He had served the Northern Ireland Prison Service for 28 years. He worked in Heidenberg Young Offenders Centre, and whilst he emulates all which is good about our society in Northern Ireland, and his service was dedicated to bringing our society together, that is a long way from the motives of those who planted a booby-trap bomb under his car. I think the way in which, the esteem with which he was held in Hydebank is best described by the inmates he had direct contact with, issuing their condemnation and their abject horror at the atrocity that was brought to his home and to his car last Friday. The Right Honourable Member for North Shropshire raised a number of serious concerns that we share about the implications when we tackle terrorism head-on in Northern Ireland. I share those concerns, and as a representative for my party on Home Affairs and Justice wrote to the Joint Committee on a confidential basis to raise some of them. But an individual was mentioned earlier, Madam Deputy Speaker, Colin Duffy. Colin Duffy is a monster. Colin Duffy has terrorised society in Northern Ireland for over 3 decades. He was convicted of murdering a UDR soldier in Northern Ireland, which was subsequently quashed. He was arrested after two serving members, two sappers in Mazarine Barracks, had pizza the night before they went off on a tour of duty. He was arrested and charged with that offence. He was arrested for the murder of two serving police officers in Northern Ireland, but was subsequently released. And when he was arrested less than a year ago for directing terrorism under the banner of the new IRA, an organisation with no ideology but bloodthirst and an endeavour to destroy society in Northern Ireland, he was released because the judge was prepared to order the security services to reveal the nature or the way in which he was brought before the courts. He still walks our streets today, but Mr. Ismay does not. And I support this government today, and I will always support this government when it stands against terrorism. But if we can do anything, it's to have a rational, sensible discussion. It's not to suggest that these threats are abstract. It's not to suggest that people are not dying in our streets of this United Kingdom today, or hopefully not, but that the threat remains for the months and the years to follow. We must be resolute in this House to recognise dangers both in this city of London, in Great Britain, but in Northern Ireland as well. And if we can do anything to honour the memory of Adrian Ismay, it is to make sure this government is equipped with all the powers, and our security services have all the powers they need to bring people like Colin Duffy and his cohorts to justice.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.